We've got a planner video today. Yeah, we have planner stuff to talk about. This is my mid-year planner system, check-in, update, process. Um, if you've seen any of my hobby videos, planner videos before, you might have seen my video about how my current system is this. Hobonichi Cousin A5 and 2 weeks. And it's changed since then. Plus this journal. But my very first video that I filmed December was these three, essentially. And it's changed quite a bit. And we're gonna talk about it. Hi everyone, my name is Hera. I'm from Hera's Life and Journey. If you're new here, I'm living in Nevada. I make videos about my life, my hobbies, my journey, my debt to payment savings journey, my hobbies including stationery, journaling, planning, all that stuff, and really anything I find interesting. If you've been here before, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, we've got some things to talk through and kind of talk about how things have evolved since then. We're gonna make some space. I'm gonna take everything else out and start with our first three. We started 2025 with these three. A Hobonichi A5 Avec and 2 weeks. Initially, this was going to be my dailies, which you're going to see. This is basically how I use it. I just do dailies morning, afternoon, evening, and then notes, reminders, all that stuff. I didn't have this labeled because I was lazy or busy. No, I was busy because I had an exam. Yeah. This is the dailies. You don't really see me open it up when I'm doing plan with me because it's dailies. Also, it's kind of really messy most of the times. Sometimes I put information there that I really shouldn't be putting in the internet, so that's why. That's there. We finished this. We used this from January to June, end of June, so that's good. These two have been through some things. We started with this being our YouTube budget kind of journal plus planner, where let's see, you've got something like this where I would write here on my journal anything related to money and then my weekly task. This side worked well for me, but I found that I didn't like that the journal was right there. I wanted to keep all my journaling feelings together. So that was an issue there. And then this one was our weekly, which we kind of, Laura's still using like in July, even last week. This is how it was. I didn't really have a use for this after I removed the journal because I got this, which is the January start of this. This is both, these are both April start. Why did I say December? I got this for April. I got this back in February. Why did I say December? This is a January start, and I got this from Amazon on sale, and this is just pure journaling. That's it. So this became useless. I tried to find things to do with it, but honestly, I've given up on this. I'm not going to be using this. I'll be using this as scratch paper. I'm going to rip this open, and I'm just going to use this pages, the blank pages, as like scratch paper like I do here. This has worked well for me. Having this like pencil board that I could put under so that I could write without bumps and stuff, and then having random scratch paper that I could use. And the good thing about it being Hobonichi papers I just cut up is I could use fountain pen ink on it without worrying about it scratching or whatever. So that's what happened. As of now, August 1st, what are we using? Out of the original lineup, with a little bit of an asterisk, we're using this. This one's staying. We're keeping that. These three, well, because this one's done, right? I finished January to June. This one's done. We're no longer seeing that. I think the dailies really did work well for me. And I really liked that because it wasn't too bulky. I didn't really bring this outside, quite honestly. So there's that issue. These two, we're phasing them out. I'm gonna use them as scratch paper at this point. I'll cut them up and use them as scratch paper. So what am I using now? Well, I'm using this, this, and this. Ooh, and this. This is my work journal, work Discbound planner. We set this up early this year. Not early this year. Earlier, like 2-3 months ago. I'm still using this, by the way. Nothing has changed. We can do a flip through of this later, but we're still using that. Now, my new system for my personal life planning includes these three. So, starting with this one, this is the July to December version of the Hobonichi event. It's gonna be a daily still. Let's see. It's going to be um, more of like a brain dump, really, more than a daily. Because I've found with this kind of setup, I can write my daily notes, but most of the time I don't really need to keep it. Sometimes I write tasks there, but the tasks extend more than one day and then I have to rewrite it, and that kind of annoys me. But I'm keeping this and I'm using this up as a brain dump notes. It doesn't really matter that I have these divisions already because I can just put categories like morning, afternoon, evening, and then here I could just go YouTube, health, notes, something like that. That's the perfect, oh, not that's perfect. That's how flexible this setup is, and that's why I'm keeping this. This is here to stay, that event. So now we have this. This is an A5 Hobonichi notebook, grid notebook, just that. No calendars or anything on it. It's just a blank grid notebook. This was from their 2021 release. It's really old. And this, if you've been kind of looking into Hobonichi Tomoe River paper, you know that the Sans and paper this year or 2025 sucks, really sucks. This paper was 2021. It's perfect. It's so good. This kind of paper and setup is why I fell in love with Hobonichi. So them changing their paper and the bad quality is just not it, which is another tangent on why I'm switching to something else in 2026. But yeah, what was I saying? This notebook is going to be my weekly and task planner notebook. I have my routine here set up. If you recall, this is kind of a combination of my weeks here where I have my habits right here, and then I check them off, and then also my dailies where I have inbox, ideas, notes, and then morning, afternoon, evening, and then more notes. Because what happens is if a task takes me longer than one day, I can just keep it here and it'll remind me. I can use different colored pens to be like, okay, I started this on Monday and then it's still there, and Tuesday's already like a different color, so it's fine. And that's okay because I can assign a different color for every day because I have fountain pens and fountain inks I can use that I need to use up anyways. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to lessen the stuff I've collected throughout the years. I want to use them up. I want to adopt the whole one in, one out kind of way of life. I like collecting. I don't want to hoard. I want to save money, but I like to spoil myself. And it's like finding that balance between the two. But essentially, I can just set this up, and I've actually already started setting this up because this is I'm going to be starting. I'm going to start using it this month, August, because it took me a while to really decide on what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to keep using the weeks or do this. And I'll just set up the lines and then highlight, and then that's it. If I run out of morning space here, I'll just move on to the next one. And because I have this routine, I put this up every week, like at the beginning of the week. And if, for some weeks I don't have anything, then I'm not wasting paper. So this is my weekly tasks and I guess routine tracker that I will use with my dailies. And since this is much thinner, not as bulky, and the cover isn't as decorative as my Avec, I can bring this with me to work because honestly, I could put work stuff in here too. So that's the second planner I'm using. So we have the Beck and then the Hobonichi Creative Notebook that we've had for years and we're finally finding a use for with better paper. I'm keeping my journal. I love this journal. I like being able to have a smaller space or expand it and stuff, but I'm probably not going to keep this for next year for 2026, and I'll go on that a bit more later. We have these two as well. And this one is literally just a 2023 day free notebook that tried to use back then, but like I had so many pages left that I was like, okay, I need to save this for scratch paper. This is literally just scratch paper. Yeah, it's like a brain dump, ideas for anything. I don't really bring that along. I just have it on my home desk. And then this one is Hobonichi line notebook. I believe they just released this, so I got this as part of the 2025 lineup. It's just a line one, and I use this as a bring them for work with this notebook here. This is the Discbound that we set up a few months ago. It's largely the same. We have our inbox here, a few work tasks there. We have our calendar schedule. I need to print the August one. Notes and lists, we have different types here that I've labeled depending on the need. And then we have finances. I put my receipts here whenever I travel and then list down what I need to be reimbursed for here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too different. And then just a brain dump when I'm in meetings. Sometimes, there's so many things going on in the meeting. I just got to write it down quickly and then clean it up later on. So that's why I have that. I feel like I went through that like 40 miles per hour, but I just wanted to go through kind of how I'm using things, what worked and what didn't. The dailies definitely worked. I'm keeping my work journal. That one works perfectly for me at work. The dailies work, but more of like a brain dump and just list tasks I want to do. What was I saying? Yeah, list tasks that I want to do then. And I do have something I'm trying out. So these for sure staying. This is my Moterm cover mini happy planner size, and it's what is it? It is the what's the word? Yeah, mini happy planner, on the go planner I set up, and basically this is almost all undated, and I just go through and sometimes pre-plan. I'm still testing how I'm going to use this, but so far I think this is how I would use it. And it's flexible. I can bring it with me everywhere. And then this one will mostly stay in my bag or at home, right? This one I'm taking with this one. They're matching, very cute. And it's not taking too much space. At the same time, I can use this as like a record of like things, plan while I'm waiting for class or something like that. So this is a new system I'm trying out. I don't know yet how this is going to go. I'll keep you updated as I keep using this in my Plan With Me videos. But the dailies worked wonderfully for me. And, using this format with morning, afternoon, evening inbox ideas and notes has been really good. So I'm definitely going to be keeping that. Yeah, I feel like I already shared everything I needed to share. I don't know. I'm really happy with how this is. Like I've learned that the simpler it is, the better for me. I don't really need to decorate as much. I like the little pops of color. I like the decorative dashboards, and I do want to decorate my journal. But for my planner, if it's messy, it's messy, and that's it. As long as it keeps me on track and it works. So I have for the rest of 2025 four no, four planners slash journals, three planners really. The Moterm, Discbound is for planning ahead, keeping track of monthlies, tasks when I'm busy. We have an A5 avec for brain dumping daily. we have a weekly task manager and routine manager with a 8.5 Hobonichi grid notebook, and then we have a week's journal. And that's it. These two are going to be cut up and used as scratch paper. And that's really it. Oh, if you count my work journal, I guess I have 6, including the bring them notebook. So there's that. Yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to share this quick update because I've been talking about planners a lot and my planner system, and it's good to have this out now because I am going to start doing monthly plan with me's, and then after the pen videos, because I'm not just using one planner, and I think it'll be fun, and I'll keep learning as I go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please share your own systems, if you have any tips, tricks, anything you want me to check out. And yeah, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and have an amazing day. Bye.